Here are the 5 films you need to check out after watching Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein this weekend. What's up? I'm Harrison. I talk about movies, food, and all the good things you should be consuming, and this video is for all those monsters out there. As I'm sure you're aware, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is hitting Netflix today, and in a lot of ways, this is the film he's been working towards his entire career. So much of it ties back to his earliest inspirations, including Boris Karloff's original incarnation from the 1930s. But here are a few more touch points for Del Toro that I am sure will awaken the beast in all of us. Let's kick things off with Victor Ariche's The Spirit of the Beehive. This is one of the first Spanish films to explore the history of the Civil War that took place over 30 years prior. And in a way that was sure to ignite something in Del Toro, it does so through the eyes of a child who's obsessed with Karloff's Frankenstein. This is really a film about how the real world can end up haunting our inner being, which is a theme that Del Toro continues to unpack in his own work. Speaking of which, we can't talk about The Spirit of the Beehive without bringing up the film that helped launch Del Toro's career, Pan's Labyrinth. It is similarly told mostly through a child's perspective, but separates itself by creating what feels like an authentic fantasy that sits right beside our human world. I actually did my latest Tastemaker episode on Pan, so go check that out on YouTube. Next up, Francis Ford Coppola's adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think this one is interesting to watch next to Del Toro's Frankenstein because of the evolution you can see in Gothic storytelling. Like, people had not made films like Coppola made Dracula since the 1930s or 40s, both on a technical level and on an aesthetic one. And I think it really opened doors for filmmakers like Del Toro to embrace his own passions. Now, one of those films from the 1930s that you should definitely watch is William Wyler's take on Wuthering Heights, starring Laurence Olivier. Obviously, this pairs well with Frankenstein because Jacob Elordi will be playing Heathcliff in Emerald Fennell's version coming out next year. But there's also a lot here that influenced Del Toro's perception of the romance between the monster and the bride. Okay, last on the list, David Cronenberg's The Fly. If you've heard anything about this movie, it's probably that it's gross and horrific to watch. But once you see it, it's clear how tender a film it actually is. It is quite literally about the love that persists in spite of a person's graphic transformation. And I can't think of a better comp for what Del Toro aims to do with Frankenstein than that.